your line of credit is good to go. You can use it starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I'm chasing the flames.
And listen, I gotta go. I'm on call with this guy 24/7. Bye.
Hello, George. It's Jaime. Listen, I got more big shot clients coming in. I can't hold them back. They've heard about this outdoor chef thing you do, and they just keep coming and coming and coming. But George, this time it's going to be smoky, smoky, smoky. My clients love smoke, but not that kind of smoke, if you know what I mean, George. How about prime rib? Stuffed with rosemary. They love rosemary. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Prime, prime, prime. Rib, rib, rib. It's to die for. And how about that warm, sweet potato salad you love to do? You know, where you grill the potatoes, you put the kale and the Brussels sprouts in there. Unbelievable. And don't forget the orange vinaigrette, George. If you forget the orange vinaigrette, the whole flavor profile, it's no good. My big shot clients love that honey-chipotle thing you do. You know, when you glaze the carrots, and that shrimp ceviche you love to make. Oh my goodness, just don't burn anybody with all the smoky, smoky, smoky.
Mountains bold, a mile high. The Rio mirrors a clear blue sky. Winds who dance with turbulent weeds. Nights burn cold, my heart is free. I'm chasing the flames, chasing the flames. Chilies grow across green fields. Hot sun glows, the trees so real. Slicing, dicing with a flare. Anticipation in the air. I'm chasing the flame, chasing the flame. Seven turfing on the grill. Now there's a way, there's a will. Flavors bursting with delight. On call, create the perfect bite. I'm chasing the flames, chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flames, yeah. Chasing the
Hey, this is episode 6, and this is all about big proteins. We like big prawns. We like big proteins. Today's big protein is the prime rib. And so we've got some garlic. We've got some salt and pepper on that thing. The garlic is buried inside the flesh of that prime rib. That's a prime grade prime rib that is going to be, or was, I should say, wet aged for 21 days. And we're going to put that on the smoker. It's going to smoke for about 3 to 4 hours. We're going to keep checking temps. We're going to watch it closely. It's a big protein because we like big proteins. Let's get back to chasing the flames. Howdy. You haven't seen me in a while. I'm Buck. You remember me. I had a URL for a long time, lonelyrancher.com. Well, it really wasn't descriptive of me. So I dropped that one and I got a new one, and it's the loneliestrancher.com. It really tells a story about my life. I'm out there, and Chef's been keeping me really busy lately. Been raising some good cattle for him, and I had to fly this one in because he had the one I sent him before, he destroyed. Actually, he didn't. His dog Zephyr did. Zephyr gained about 5 pounds, and I got in trouble because I left the cap on it when I sent it to him, and all that fat, well, I don't even want to talk about that. But anyway, I got this wonderful prime grade, wet aged. I did it myself on my ranch because I'm lonely. I got a lot of time on my hands. And so this son of a gun, I left the cap on it just like I did the last one that Zephyr ate. And you'll see this thing, it's just gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to leave that on. And I left it there special for Chef because it'll keep it nice and moist. You know what I mean? But anyway, you won't see me that often this season because I'm working for Chef on another project. I'm helping him test out all these products, the triple threat and all that stuff. So anyway, we're going to cook a prime rib. I flew it in special for Chef because of Zephyr. And I got to tell you, this is going to be really good. Now, it's very rare that Chef lets me in his kitchen, because I'm a rancher and he's afraid what's on my boots and all that stuff. But I cleaned up real good this morning. And I power washed my boots. And then I soaked them in a little bit of bleach so that I'm not contaminating nothing, okay? I'm as clean as a whistle right now. I even washed my hands this morning. I don't normally do that because I wear gloves all the time, out there ranching. But anyway, if you look at this has got some wonderful marbling in it. It's just going to be good. It's going to be tender if it's cooked right. Now, I know Chef will cook it right because his entire crew is not going to let him destroy this one. Zephyr is in his pen right now, so we don't have to worry about him jumping up here and having a snack. So I want to tell you, it's going to be good. I want you to be patient. It's going to take a long time. I talked to Chef about it. I said, Chef, if you're low and slow for 4 hours, that's groovy. I like that word. I'm trying to bring it back. So anyway, this is Buck signing off. And if you need meat, you call me. See you later. Bye. Hey, we're all chefed up here today at my home in the indoor kitchen. And this is a prime grade, prime rib, wet aged for 21 days. So, this is not the sort of meat you're going to cook every weekend. It's expensive, okay, but it's really good. It's super, super, super tender. When it's prime, there's a lot more that goes into the animal in terms of feed. This particular animal was finished for the last 120 days on grain, molasses, and beer. Wow. Imagine that. I think I'd like to be a cow if that was my diet. But then after the 120 days, they have that one bad day. So what we're going to do, we're not going to trim this out. I'm not going to remove the cap, okay? And I'm going to put rosemary and garlic in this. And then I'm going to poke little holes and shove it in there. And I'm only going to do it on the cap side, okay? Because that fat is going to render off. It's going to fill in those holes, and that fat's going to seep out into the meat and carry all those flavors with it. So a little rosemary, a little garlic, a little salt and pepper, and the really, really good extra virgin olive oil. Let me show you something. I rave about Moroccan olive oil all the time. I've told you in the past it's like butter. And it really and truly is. We're going to use this Moroccan olive oil because it has a more buttery flavor when we season it with the salt and pepper. And we're going to make some rosemary oil with this that we will baste this wonderful prime grade prime rib with. And as we do that, we're going to get that buttery flavor all around it. Then this fat's going to render with all those other flavors, and it's going to be wow good. Let's get started. All right, first are the holes. And we'll use this guy because rosemary takes up a little bit more space. So we make a nice cross about 1 inch deep. And we're going to do that 5 times. There we go. Going to grab a little rosemary, double it over, shove it in there. A little more rosemary. Look at this wonderful branch here. And we're going to shove it in there. Wow. Look at this. It's going to just taste wonderful when we decide to finally eat it after it's on the smoker for about 4 hours. Might be a little longer, but we're going to allow ourselves some time. We're not going to force it. Okay. Then I'll steal this guy. Grab a little of this. A little garlic. And each one of those, kind of plug that hole with the garlic. Get that rosemary way down in there. Your fingers are going to smell like garlic. That's not a bad thing. Just don't pick your nose. You'll smell garlic all day. There we go. One more. Okay, now we're going to take this really super Moroccan extra virgin olive oil. This is where you're going to get a little messy, but that's okay. That's what happens when you cook. Sometimes you make a mess. Sometimes it's a result of what you're doing naturally. and other times it's just you make a mess. So here goes our salt. Be liberal. Don't be afraid of salt. It's going to help make a nice bark on this as it cooks in the smoker. And we're going to kind of press that in there, okay? Into the fat. Get plenty of it on there. Don't be afraid. This is kosher sea salt, one of our favorites. And I've told you before about this little device that I'm using. If you look at it, look how evenly that salt comes out, okay? And I told you before that I'm not a real fan of having a cup of salt and you're constantly putting your finger in there and seasoning something else because it gets dirty after a while. Now I'm not gonna pepper it yet. I'm gonna turn it over and I'll press that salt in there. And I'm gonna wash my hands again. We stay clean. Chef, we both are ServSafe certified?
Yes, they are.
All right. All right, now, I'm not going to put anything on this side. I'm using that fat to infuse those flavors on the cap side. But what I am going to do here is I'm going to hit it again, not quite as much as I put on the other side, all right? Because we're going to baste this side with this rosemary butter that I'm going to make. So let's get the salt started. Say that 5 times real fast. Let's get the salt started. I couldn't say sous chef a few weeks ago. Don't know why. I'm going to press that in again. Okay, I'm going to rub it around. You know, it's a little bit abrasive, and that's okay. And I'm feeling this salt melt. Okay, it's dissolving. So let's hit it with a little more. There we go. My Obi-Wan Kenobi, Chef Scott, didn't like this. He's more of that guy that likes to use his fingers to season, but I'm not. I just think that salt gets dirty, okay? Nothing's really going to grow on salt. Okay, see, I'm rubbing this in on the side. I'm not leaving any side unseasoned, okay? That's really important. I'm going to pull that over here. Look at that. That salt is dissolved all over. Let's check this side now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is all dissolved in there. I can feel very little of it, okay? That oil really took it down a notch. I'm going to wash one more time. Because now I'm going to use the most favorite device in the kitchen. And that's this guy. All right? Don't be afraid. Whatever you do, hit it with a lot of seasoning because it's going to burn off. You'll see that. Some of it will stay there and will help make the bark. This will actually have a nice thick bark. Some people call that the smoke ring. I call it bark because the texture of it is different. Look at that. Okay. Let's see what this other side looks like. Oh boy. One more wash. The convenience of having a sink right next to your prep station, right? Okay. I'm probably going to have to load this with more peppercorns because we've used a lot already today. Don't be afraid. Not going to hurt it, but you can't really over season it now. All right. Let's rub that around. Press it in. Oh, yeah. Got a little pepper on my hands here. So I'm making it come off. It's ready to cook. We're going to get this son of a gun on the smoker and make it wow good. Let's get back to chasing the flames.
Chasing the flames, chasing the flames.
Hi folks, Marley Fletcher here, owner of Santa Fe Kia. You know, at Santa Fe Kia, we like the byline of Santa Fe Kia is where we treat you different. Some reasons why. I'm remodeling our facility to make it better for our customers. Our salespeople treat people with respect and the way they'd like to come and purchase a vehicle. That's why at Santa Fe Kia, it's where we treat you different.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Let's get back to chasing the flames. We're in front of the beast, and Abel is making desserts today. And he wanted to start a big roaring fire like we normally do with the beast this morning.
Well, yeah, it's chasing the flames.
So we're chasing the flames. We're chasing them right over the top, Dave. And what happened was I said, look, you need gentle heat, if there's such a thing. You need controllable heat. So I'm using a different method than this is the method that you will use in the triple threat. We took some Binchotan charcoal, we put them in the chimney, and that is really hot stuff. We've used it on the yakitori, and you and I sat there and sweated the whole time. It's really a very, very hot fuel. And we're going to add more of that, but we put the Binchotan in there, and it's really a pretty color, and it's throwing off regular sustained temperature. Can you believe that? And so it makes it easier for Abel to cook and use it rather than have that big flame in there that heats the entire east side of Albuquerque when it's going. So this is what it looks like. And if you can feel it out here, it's very significant amount of heat, but it's controllable. It's been consistently 350, 375 for what, an hour?
I think longer than that.
Longer than that, almost
going
2 hours now, which is part of what Binchotan is all about. Because it's really kind of a set and forget fuel. It'll go on for hours, but we're going to freshen it up a little while. But I think you're going to find out that when you use this method, you can approach gentler cooks. So let's get back to chasing the flames. Hey, we're in front of this brand new 6-burner stove. It's a gas stove. It's got an oven underneath it that is also a broiler and a convection oven. This is a great appliance to cook on. This is my newest friend and member of the Chasing the Flames family. Say that 5 times real fast. This is Dakota Roller, Chef Dakota Roller. He's a private chef here in Albuquerque. He's had his business for quite a while, quite some time. He's been in the industry quite some time. He's worked at some great places. And he throws really good parties and has great cooks. So think about reaching him on your website.
rollersprivatedinners.com.
Like that? rollersprivatedinners.com? I do. Anyway, we're going to cook the shrimp for the ceviche. And this happens real quick, okay? So our chef here is going to take the shrimp, put it in the boiling water. Once it instantly changes color, he's going to take it out with a spider and put all that shrimp in an ice bath. We're going to stop the cook, okay? Because we don't want to make rubber. We want texture, but we don't want rubber texture. We want that smooth bite that you get when shrimp is cooked just right. So, chef, take it away. Rock and roll.
Shrimp poaching time. It's just going to go right into the water. Nice boil. Rolling boil. That'll be a little stir and just let it come up.
Color.
It's already getting pink. That's what we're looking for.
3, 2, 1. Let's give it a stir. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful. Nice pink color.
And remember what we always strive for is we always strive for that pinkish color on the outside and then that kind of opaque center, all right? Because if it's all white, that means you lost the texture. You've overcooked it. So look at that. And then what I usually do, something really crazy, is I will take one and I will test it. I'll look at it from the side. And that's done.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Rock and roll.
Straight into the ice bath. Absolute cease the cooking process the best we can without mistreating our beautiful shrimp here.
Chef went and peeled this almost all by himself. Abel helped. We didn't realize how late we were running.
There we are. That will start that cooking process.
All right. Now we're going to bring it over here Going to still let that cool down there. And Chef is going to build this ceviche. This is part 1. So we'll start with the vegetables. Go ahead and put those in the bowl.
Alrighty.
And what do we have here? Well, guess what? I'm not going to tell you. You can get this recipe on chasingtheflames.com. Isn't that cool? They're all there. We've got, do have some tomatoes, a couple of different peppers, a red onion, and then we've got this wonderful brine Chef prepared, and we're going to dump that in there. Oh, that looks good. Look at all that garlic.
All that garlic. Whew. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get that nice and mixed up. Start to
That's nice.
marinate it. Are those ready to go in?
They are ready.
They're ready to go in. Start fishing these out.
If you get a little ice in there, it won't hurt.
I don't think it'll hurt either.
Look at that. They're perfect. Hey, Rocky. How you doing, buddy boy? Chef brought his dog over, Rocky. He's a very friendly boy. Good boy. We're introducing him to my dog, slow but sure.
Yep.
So they can come out and play together.
He's featured once or twice on my page.
He's used to the cameras, right?
I'll cook something and then I'll give him a little bite, you know?
Uh-huh.
Nice for the camera.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Let's see, we got 2 more. 1 more.
One more. It just wants to be a little difficult, that's all. Yeah. All right, we're going to stir this around a little bit. We're going to incorporate the shrimp in there. And we're leaving it kind of rustic. Normally in a ceviche, you'd chop it up and then, you know, it would look real shishi, very chefy. And even though we're all chefed up out here today, we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it rustic because we want the boss's guests to know they're eating really good, high-quality shrimp. All right.
Kind of press that down into the brine so it all gets absorbed. Hit it ready.
A little of that.
A little of that. I don't know how to do this.
Oh, the old-fashioned way.
I thought it was,
Yeah, carpal tunnel.
Yep. I thought it was a button press.
That's like good right there. Right there. Cool. All right, now we're going to put this in the refrigerator, and you can leave it in there an hour, a half hour. The longer, the better, okay? But what I want to get across to you here is it just needs to set. That's all. That's how easy this dish is. How simple. This is a simple dish. So we'll put that away, but we have a surprise for you. And that is that Chef Dakota said, do you want me to save the shells and put them in the freezer so you can make stock later? And I said, you know what? Let's just make stock now, all right? So these are the shells from the shrimp in the ceviche. And it's always good to have your stocks around, okay? You don't have to have a lot of it. You know, you could have a quart or 2 quarts or 3 quarts. But I usually have a chicken stock. I usually have a beef stock. I don't have a pork stock. I don't use that. But I do have fish stock and I do have shrimp stock. And you could take this, these shrimp shells, say that 5 times real fast, shrimp shells, and you can take it and take other remnants from other fish that you've had, put it all in. We've got some water in a big pot over here. Chef, will you be
ready?
The honors? And we're just going to let it sit and boil. It's going to be boiling here for hours. We don't care. We're putting in a little rosemary. We got a little thyme. And then we're going to put a little lemon juice in there. All right? And these are seedless, so you don't have to worry about the pits. All right? And I'm going to throw the rind in because we can, right?
Nothing to hurt the flavor.
Nothing to hurt the flavor there. Boom. And that's how you make fish stock. In this case, shrimp stock. Let's get back to chasing the flames.
Chasing the flames, chasing the flames.
Need custom shirts, polos, or promotional gear? Fast, affordable, and with zero hassles? At Turbo Threads, we offer digital printing and embroidery with low minimums and no setup charges. Whether you're outfitting a team, promoting your business, or just want a standout custom shirt, we've got you covered. Quick turnaround, quality you can trust. Located right here in Rio Rancho, Turbo Threads, your one-stop shop for custom apparel and promo products. Visit turbothreads.com or call 505-999-1234 today, because great-looking gear shouldn't wait.
Let's get back to chasing the flames.
All right, everybody, for this technique, we're gonna be char grilling sweet potatoes, and this will be for our warm sweet potato and kale salad. This will par cook the potatoes enough to where when we finish the potato salad, they'll be nice, perfect, tender, and wow good. All right, so our potatoes have a nice grill char on one side, so we can rotate them and cook them a little more just to get them nice and tender. We don't want to fully cook them because we'll finish them in the pan, but just enough grill char on them to get that nice flamed grill flavor here at Chasing the Flames. Look at that, those are beautiful. All right, so now that our potatoes have a nice flame char on them, we're gonna take a couple at a time and we're gonna cut them into little bite-sized triangles for our warm potato salad. So what you do is you just slice into maybe 1/4 inch thickness on the potatoes, and you're gonna get these beautiful little triangle shapes. So just slice all the way down. That beautiful, beautiful char. You can just smell the flavor.
Chef Dakota is prepared this warm sweet potato salad, and he's going to make an orange vinaigrette to go with it. And this is one of the meals that we cooked together first when we got together and decided we just needed to cook with one another to see what each one of us has in the way of skills and palates and all that good stuff. So I'd had this. This on a scale of 1 to 10 is 11.35. It's fabulous. The flavors, everything, the way it's treated. I'm not a real fan of Brussels sprouts, but Brussels sprout leaves, say that 5 times real fast. Well, the way they wilt is absolutely so savory. There even seems to be a little umami to it. So I'm going to let him construct this and walk you through it. But it's a great recipe, and I guarantee you it's...
Wow, good.
Okay, take it away, bud.
All right, so we have our flame grilled sweet potatoes that are cut up into little triangles. We've got our kale, our Brussels sprouts, some orange juice, some fresh oranges for zest, some toasted pepita, and then we've got our sliced alliums here. So in the pan, we are going to start with the sliced allium and our sliced preserved garlic. And we're just going to add a little butter to that and some of this Moroccan olive oil. And we're just going to get that nice and translucent, nothing too overcooked. We're going to get a nice medium to low heat. All right, and once you get a little color on the allium, we're going to take our charred sweet potato and we're just going to add that right to the pan. Just give it a quick stir. And we'll spread these potatoes out so that there's more surface area for the cooking. Now that these potatoes are nice and tender, we're going to add some aromatics and warm spices. So we're going to start with a pinch of cinnamon. And it's just a little bit, kind of an accent, nothing too overpowering. And then we'll take our fresh sprigs of thyme and we'll just peel these straight off and sprinkle that in. Okay, and now that we've got the aromatics in there, we'll now add our greens. So we've got our chopped kale here and our Brussels sprout. So we're just going to add those in. We don't need too much wilting. We want to keep the nice crunch of the Brussels sprout. So we're just going to lightly cook, a gentle stir, kind of fold those into the potatoes. And now that those are cooking, we can add our orange juice. So we'll squeeze some fresh orange juice into there. And then we'll add some fresh orange zest as well, just to finish it off and brighten the dish. It already smells, wow, good. Lastly, we'll add these papitas. They were pre-toasted with some salt and olive oil. And with a little bit more butter to finish it off. While that's cooking a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and make our orange vinaigrette. So we'll just take some fresh orange that we just zested and just juice right into a bowl. About a 1/4 cup. And we'll add some fresh cracked pepper. And then we have our rice wine vinegar. We'll add a little bit of that. And then we will just emulsify some olive oil. And this potato salad is done.
Ooh, that looks wow good. Smells fantastic, Chef.
Wonderful.
Really, really good. You're going to love this recipe. It's absolutely off the charts. This is so pretty. But you're getting a good shot of this. Hey, nice technique on the emulsification. That was good.
Thank you.
And that is going to really brighten this thing up so much. It's going to make people faint when they eat it.
Just going to transfer this to the bowl.
Nice, nice.
And we'll toss some vinaigrette into it.
Look at this. Here we go.
And we will just gently drizzle the vinaigrette on top. And we don't need too much. A lot of the flavor is going to come from the sweet potatoes itself and the other components.
Give a light fold.
Just a gentle toss. Nice even light coating on this salad.
Ooh, wonderful. Now, Chef, if anybody wants to hire you to come over to their house and give them a white tablecloth, upper scale, fine dining, delicious dinner, brunch, lunch, breakfast, or even snacks, tapas,
Yes.
where do they go?
So you can go directly to my website at rollersprivatedinners.com. I do fine dining in-home meals, and the idea, the concept, is to bring the fine dining experience into your home. So we will take care of anything. You just get to sit back, relax, enjoy your company, glass of wine,
I like it.
and we'll do the rest.
Or whiskey.
Or whiskey,
Yep.
or beer. We don't discriminate against drink of choice here.
No, not at all.
Flames.
We have a very well-stocked bar, and we have a bunch of drinkers that are in the crew. I'm looking at all of them right now, and they're all thirsty. So we're going to wind this up. We're going to get back to chasing the flames. Thanks, Chef.
Chasing the flames, chasing the flames.
This is the commercial grade triple threat. This is what goes in restaurants. When you're a restaurant owner and you want to get into wood-fired cooking, you got to get a smoker, you got to get a wood-fired grill, then you got to go get a wood-fired oven. 3 huge appliances, 3 penetrations or adjustments to your hood. No, you get all 3 right here. And guess what? 1 penetration. Now, what does it do? Well, we can grill. We can turn this into an oven and do pizza, or we can smoke from here. This is a fantastic device that allows restaurants to get in the wood-fired business very inexpensively and very quickly. Check it out on chasingtheflames.com. The big commercial grade. We call it the triple threat, and it's dynamite.
Hi, I'm George Lovato Jr., the on-call outdoor chef. And listen, thank you for watching Chasing the Flames. We have a ton of fun making it. But I want to remind you, watch out for episode 7 next week on Comcast Channel 26 at 6 p.m. every Thursday. We thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
It's Chipotle. It's not real chili, right?
No. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna pour a little bit in.
We are going to start today with your whiskey of choice. Gorgeous. Let's drink. I've got some candied chili powder mango here, and that is just beautiful.
So this is for our calabacitas on a stick. What do you think of that? First time you're ever going to eat one. And look at that. Get a nice close-up. That color, that's pretty.
Let's get back to chasing the flames together.
Let's get back to chasing the flames.
Alright, so we're gonna have some red velvet cupcakes, and we're gonna once again cook them in the beast. Here I just have some butter and sugar that we're gonna mix up. Once that's mixed, here I got some buttermilk, beet juice, which is why it's pink, and some vinegar. And here I have my dry ingredients and a couple eggs. Alright, so the key to getting a nice light and fluffy is having room temperature butter. Now that we got it light and fluffy, we're going to add 1 egg at a time with the mixer going. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate with our liquid and our dry. And do about a third. About a third of our milk and about a quarter of our dry. Now you want to be careful not over mix, so you just want to put on 1 or 2 speed. And we're just going to keep alternating between the two. Now for this final run, I'm gonna take it off the mixer. This way I have a little more control in how everything gets mixed together. So now something that not many people know when it comes to red velvet is the old way of doing it. It was the cocoa powder, the vinegar, and the baking soda that reacted to create a natural reddish brown tinge. And that's where the red velvet comes from. Now, because of the way they process cocoa powder, it's a little more difficult to get that natural reaction to find the right cocoa powder. So that's why I'm using beet juice. Most people just use red dye. I wanted a more natural, so using beet juice to get a good red color, hopefully. Find out if that works or not. I forgot my cupcake cups at home. That's okay. Well, what you're gonna do, so we got our muffin pan here. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of cooking spray in these. I like to use an ice cream scoop. Most people will call that. And you want to look to about halfway full. And see, there's a little bit of a pink tinge. We'll have to see what happens as they bake. Hopefully that red stays. But this is a bit of an experiment, so I'm not entirely sure. Worst case scenario though, we got chocolate cupcakes. All these are halfway to 3/4 full. We're going to put them in the beast for about 18 minutes. But I'm going to want to check on them a little bit sooner just to make sure they're not burning. Let's get back to chasing the flames.
All right, we are going to make another flaming dish here on Chasing the Flames. I'm going to char grill some carrots, and then these are going to get a honey-chipotle glaze on them. And it's going to be really awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these carrots right on the grill. Nice hot grill, about 450 degrees. And these are some multicolored heirloom carrots. And we're going to just char those nicely, get some good color on them, some good smoky flavor. And once they're charred, we'll just brush on the honey chipotle glaze. So we're just going to turn these carrots. With these, we're going to get a nice char on all sides. And after we rotate all of these, we're just going to brush the honey chipotle glaze right on top. Look at that. Those are gorgeous. Look at that color. This is about a 1/4 cup of honey to a tablespoon of chipotle powder. And we're just gonna take that right on the top. You can be nice and generous with it. And as that honey melts and distributes, we're gonna get some caramelization from the heat. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. And we'll let that cook and caramelize for a few minutes, and then we'll pull them off and get them cut up. And we'll get back to chasing the flames.
All right, so now we're gonna make our cream cheese frosting for the red velvet cupcakes. Though they didn't turn out very red, they're still gonna be wow good. So now in here I have cream cheese and butter. Then we'll add a little bit of vanilla, which is homemade. You can do that by getting vanilla beans and throwing them in some rum or whiskey, even tequila if you want. And then I'll add our powdered sugar. First, let's get this mixed up and nice and smooth. Now when it comes to powdered sugar and vanilla, it's always to taste. Some people have a sweeter tooth, some people really like vanilla, some people not as much.
Very cute here. Right, let's give this a try. This at the shop.
That's wild good. Let's put on some cupcakes and we're ready to eat.
This is a prime grade prime rib. We didn't put any barbecue sauce on. We just did salt, pepper, and oil. That's it. Little dusting. And then we pressed it in. And we didn't use direct heat. We used indirect heat and a lot of smoke. It's one thing about this little pit boss is that it really throws out a lot of smoke. So we're going to get a very smoky flavor. Chef Dakota asked me what kind of sauce, why no mustard, why? Well, the history of barbecue is interesting in that in the South, they use very inexpensive meats, okay? Some of those meats require a long cook to tenderize them. And so you don't really have a very intense beef flavor sometimes with some of those cuts. And so as a result, they would smoke them and they would use a sauce. We don't, because this cut of meat's a very expensive cut of meat. First of all, any prime rib is going to be very expensive. But as I told you, this was aged 21 days. It's a prime grade prime rib. And the intensity of the flavor is what I'm always after when it comes to this sort of thing. What I want to explain to you is taking it off right now, we're at 126 degrees. As you know, once you take it off, it still continues to cook. We don't want to ruin this prime rib. I kind of like it rare to medium rare, somewhere in there. So we're going to put it off, pull it off, put it in this pan. We're going to take it in the kitchen. I'm going to kiss it and I'm going to let it rest because it's going to go to sleep. We are going to carve this big protein. This was a prime grade prime rib, and we smoked it in our wonderful little smoker. We stuffed a little garlic in there. We rubbed some salt and pepper, a little oil. We actually rubbed it into the meat. And we've got this nice firm bark all the way around. We left the cap on it, okay? Now, we don't know what it looks like inside, but by virtue of the temperature, I think it's going to be wow good. So let's start carving it and see. Now, this is my cut, everybody, so do not touch this one. The end cut is always the chef's cut because it's my favorite. Look at this. Oh, that's gorgeous. And as we get further in, guess what? It's gonna get a little more rare. All right. And those are the steak cuts, okay? We're gonna cut those this direction as well, because that's a lot of meat for one person. And now, these are what are called the ribbon cuts. This is a little thinner. And we're gonna work this down. There we go.
Look at this color in here. It's just gorgeous. Nice and juicy. All right. Look at that. Just coming out great. That's prime rib. That's the perfect prime rib. We got a nice bark ring around it. That garlic is, oh boy, I can smell it from here. Look at that. That rosemary is in there. It infused nicely. Now I'm going to take these bigger cuts and I'm just going to do this. All right. That's all I'm going to do to it. Look at that. That prime rib is perfect. One more. And we are done. That's prime rib. And I guarantee you this is going to be wow good. We've got a couple of sauces. We've got some chili sauce. And we're just going to do a very quick little heat up of a little bit of butter and just salt it nicely. We're going to season this and then it'll be ready to eat. And we won't be chasing the flames anymore today. We're going to start eating what the flames made. See you in a bit. Bye-bye. I'm going to talk to you about something really exciting that's coming very soon, and it is the commercial restaurant grade triple threat. Now, I'm going to explain why this is a game changer for restaurants. If a restaurant wants to get into wood-fired cooking today, it's going to cost them 6 figures. They're going to have to buy 3 separate appliances, a smoker, a wood-fired grill, and a wood-fired oven, okay? That's 3 penetrations through the ceiling or into the hood. But now, you don't have to make 3 penetrations and 3 installations and buy 3 appliances, because our triple threat is a wood-fired grill, wood-fired oven, and wood-fired smoker all in one. And it's got a ton of capacity on it. You'll see it, and it's very, very, very pretty. It's worth owning. Now, it has capacity to use 2 of the 3 simultaneously. And I'll show you a trick where you can actually use all 3 at the same time if you want to. But there's a little trick to it, and it's just how you set it up. And it's a wonderful, wonderful appliance. We're very excited about it. And as you know, wood-fired cooking is all the rage with restaurants. Everybody wants to get into it now, but it's very expensive to make that conversion. This cuts down that price by a mountain, and it is a great appliance. You can get the triple threat on chasingtheflames.com. That's our web store is on the website, and there's plenty of cool little gadgets that we use in the show all the time. You're probably wondering where I get some of this stuff. Well, it's all right there on chasingtheflames.com in the web store. Take a peek, take a look, tell your friends. Hey, get on Facebook and tell everybody about chasingtheflames.com, because it's a wonderful website. One of our family members, Kathy Sanderson, she's up in Canada. She's done a wonderful job on the site. So please take a look, and you'll find some really cool stuff. We cook big proteins. We did a prime rib, which was a prime grade prime rib that was wet aged. And you know, it's always you seeing me on camera, and I'm a guy, and I'm handling big proteins. I'm smoking, I'm stoking the fire. I'm running back and forth with my hair on fire most of the time when we shoot. So I want to encourage the ladies to try taking up this live fire cooking. And cooking outdoors. Don't let the husband have all the fun, or your boyfriend. No, you need to have it too. So guess what? Get out there and start cooking and start chasing the flames.
I'm chasing the flames.
Hello, George. It's Jaime. So, how did it go?
Yes, they're having a great time. Super time. You can hear them in the background.
Did my big shot clients like the smoked prime rib? Did they enjoy the rosemary that you stuff it with? I hope
They
you stuffed
enjoyed
the
everything.
rosemary in there, George. Without the rosemary, that prime rib just doesn't sing. And how about the potato salad? With the grilled potatoes and the kale and the Brussels sprouts and the leaves and the orange juice. How about those toasted pumpkin seeds, George? I hope they didn't get them stuck in their teeth. If they got those toasted pumpkin seeds stuck in their teeth, it'll be a disaster. I don't know any good dentist in town, George. We gotta fix this. I'm worried. I'm concerned. And how did the Chipotle glazed carrots come out, George? I hope my clients loved it. I know they like spice
Great,
with the
boss. I gotta go, boss.
Chipotle and the ceviche.
Boss,
I hope
I
those
gotta
shrimp
get back
weren't
to
too
serving
shrimpy.
the
That
clients,
ceviche
boss.
is
Boss,
delicious.
I
It
gotta
better
go.
have gone well. Otherwise,
let me
I'm
go?
consigned. And hopefully my clients aren't getting too fat with the
Boss.
velvet cupcakes. If they get too fat, they won't fit on the plane to go home, George. I'm really concerned about that. It'll be a disaster. Did it go okay, George? Is everything okay?
Bye.
I'm chasing the flames.
And then we'll, I guess, clip that.
Chilies grow across green
Oh, I still don't have power.
sun glow. A tree so green.
That'll help.
Good cupcakes today.
With a flair, anticipate.
This is one of the advantages of being the chef. You get to taste all day long, and this is delicious. This is wow good, but don't tell anybody that I stole something.
I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Yep.
Let's get back to chasing. Let's get back to chasing the flames.
I'm called create the perfect vibe. I'm chasing the flames, chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flames, yeah. Chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flames.
No, you don't need to be at.
Look at the size of this thing. Look how thick it is. This is a wet-aged tomahawk steak.
I'm chasing the flame, chasing the flame.
You know, last season, we never really spent a lot of time showing you what it's like in the prep process, the prep stage of getting everything ready. Look at the color here, everybody. This is really pretty stuff.
Oh yeah, we got beautiful caramelization. They rose a little bit. And those should be wow good.
There we go. Now the little thin guys.
And Chef has asked me to make this marinade with you for the ribs today.
And we'll get this big guy in there. And we'll set it here. We're gonna start it off. We're gonna get the heat radiating on those bones into that really good, scrumptious rib meat. It takes a village to put this show together and do all the cooks. And we're gonna go around like so. Now you're wondering, grill marking, prosciutto? We're gonna char a little lettuce for our friends. They want a little extra salad.
All right, so I'm just gonna roll them out over here.
The Yakitori grill. You listening to that sizzle? Ooh, wow. And it's just smelling groovy over here.
Chicken's not fatty, but there's fat in the skin, so we're trying to
Yeah.
cook that fat out. See, we have a nice crispy skin. Now we're gonna put a little smoke on it. Add that little something special that you don't usually see in this recipe.
Our pot is simmering here with all of our aromatics, our veggies, our red wine.
Look at every space there. We're bubbling. Look how even that bubbling is. Now this will rise, correct? For what,
Yeah.
an hour?
Hour and a half to 2 hours.
You know we like garlic around here. And my favorite, smoked paprika.
And then we're gonna get these on the grill. You don't really wanna cook these that long. I think mine's ready. Perfect cook.
Bon appetit.
Smells good.
Yeah.
This is a New Mexican seafood boil. Now I know that sounds kind of like odd, a seafood boil in New Mexico. That's a seeded green chili right there. And there you go. We've got a lot of good stuff here. Chef Audra's gonna walk you through this wonderful stuff. But I just wanted to come and say hi this season and show you my big prawns. Now, my wife always says, you know, go get some big prawns. I say, honey, I'm right here. I'm the biggest prawn. Just poach me, please.
So when you flip it over, you'll have your caramel, and then the flan, and then your cake is actually gonna be the bottom.
Black pepper, all the time. Just about everything you're cooking, you're always gonna put some kind of salt and pepper seasoning in it. So you never want to run out. That's why I've got this big monster here. And so here we go. Let's fire it up. All right, now we're gonna add some beer. So we've got crab legs in there, and everybody is gonna get a lobster today, or maybe a half one if you're bad. How's that look? Perfect, perfect. This is about what we need to do when we season it, all right? And we're gonna poke some holes in here, and we're gonna plant a little garlic, a little mint, and these lemon slices are gonna go in there. And then we're gonna cook it on live fire in the coals after we wrap it in a little tin foil.
Now we're gonna throw it into the beast, just long enough to try to release some of the aromatics.
A couple cloves of crushed garlic, right in the middle, beautiful.
The meat is shrinking, and so it's pushing out all that garlic, all those lemons that we stuffed deep in that tissue, and it is just gorgeous. Right on. That's pretty. Now, the fun part about carving the leg of lamb is right in the middle. I get to do that. Oh my God. So let's get the salt started. Say that 5 times real fast. Let's get the salt started. I couldn't say sous chef a few weeks ago. Don't know why. I'm gonna press that in again. This is what it looks like, and if you can feel it out here, it's very significant amount of heat, which is part of what Vinchotown is all about. We want that smooth bite that you get when shrimp is cooked just right. So chef, take it away. Rock and roll.
Shrimp poaching time. It's already getting pink. So we're just gonna lightly cook, a gentle stir, kind of fold those into the potatoes.
Indirect heat and a lot of smoke. It's one thing about this little pit boss is that it really throws out a lot of smoke. So we're gonna get a very smoky flavor.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these carrots right on the grill. Nice hot grill, about 450 degrees.
The end cut is always the chef's cut because it's my favorite. Look at this. Oh, and we are done. That's prime rib, and I guarantee you this is going to be wow good.
I'm chasing the flames, chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flames.
And she's a she's the newest shoe.
You're trying to.
Now it's time to start eating what the flames.
And then a little later, chef will finish off at the grill pit thing.
that invoke a different sort of reaction in your favorite plat.
A couple cloves of crushed butter.
This is one of the advantages of being the chef. You get to taste all day long, and this is delicious. This is wow good, but don't tell anybody that I stole something.
I saw it.
Let's get back to chasing. Let's get back to chasing the flames.
Hi, this is George Lovato, the on-call outdoor chef. Did you know that Chasing the Flames is streaming around the world in over 100 countries? On iFood TV, Fossum TV, Stash and Relay? We can also be found on chasingtheflames.com, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But locally, you can watch Chasing the Flames right here on Comcast ProView Channel 26. Thank you for watching. Let's start chasing the flames together.